More!
Lunch break!
So today's a special episode. We have some news. Ashley is moving on from Wongfu Productions to explore some new opportunities.
Yeah, I think my time here at Wongfu has been really great. I've learned a lot and grew a lot, contrary to belief. I think it's just time to step out and explore the world a little bit, see what's out there.
I think like a lot of you guys over the last 2 years have gone to really appreciate, get to know Ashley, and she's been a very integral part of Wongfu Productions. We've been talking about this and we've decided that this is really the best for her, and we are supportive of the decision. We're not happy necessarily this. Of course we're gonna miss her, and of course things are gonna be different, but at the same time that's life. People grow.
Anytime someone wants to try something new, I think is reason to be excited. It's not to take away from anything that was gained up till then, but like you said, to explore the world, and the world's a big place, and we are big people that need to see where we fit in that.
And being small, there are so many places for you to fit in.
I know it's been a crazy career here at Wongfu, so I was wondering kind of what your perspective was in kind of coming into Wongfu and what kind of led to you feeling like you needed to step out.
So here's the thing. It started with fear and it ended with fear. In a way that before I came to Wongfu, I was working at a corporate company full time, and for me, I always thought that I would be working, the 9-to-5 corporate, and I didn't really see myself getting into the creative. I didn't even know that creative was an option. So leaving that stability for creative and the unknown was a really tough decision to make. I think it's like with any big life-altering decision, it's always terrifying because change is exciting, but it's also scary because you don't know how that change will go. When I was thinking about taking a step away and exploring other things, it was very terrifying because for the past little over 2 years this has been home, and I finally got a rhythm and I'm good at what I do, and now I'm just gonna go and learn other things and grow in other ways that I don't even know yet. That's the scary thing, is that you can either go out and explore it and be terrified, or kind of stay and be terrified not knowing what could have been.
Right. I think that's super relatable. I almost feel like all of us have kind of gone through that kind of period of crossroads and having those insecurities and fear, taking the next step and committing to a career or a choice for you think the rest of your life. But I think the nice realization that you had is that it doesn't have to be for the rest of your life. And
Right.
yeah.
What was that moment for you?
I think there's been a lot of moments like that. I mean, to some sense, I had the same kind of conflict in my head when I graduated college too, about entering a creative path and working for Wongfu. It's very relatable. I totally understand, and it's very untraditional, and it's an unbeaten path in some sense.
Basically, to them, Wongfu Productions was just always a risk. They're like, oh my god, is this gonna be okay?
But no, I mean
none of them had confidence in Wongfu.
But
we
a different story.
So I didn't have confidence in you.
we have the biggest testimonial for that.
Every graduation's like a period of uncertainty and fear
Yeah.
and stuff. So it's definitely not exactly the same, but graduating high school was a big fear because I didn't know who I was, and I didn't know what I was gonna do for the rest of my life. I didn't know what to major in, and I thought that decision was gonna define me for the rest of my life.
I mean, that's a problem with the school system in general, I think. They set it up as if everything leading to graduation is
Yeah.
going to be the rest of your life.
Yeah, even the college you choose.
Yeah.
Right.
Your standardized tests, those are going to determine everything in your life. Your college is going to determine everything in your life. Your job is going to determine,
That's not the case.
we're trained to think this. There is some validity in it. I think it's a guide, but definitely not any kind of a roadmap.
It's funny you bring up it's always at the graduations.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, what it is the act of graduating is you are being forced out of a system and you have to adopt a new system.
You're
right?
done here.
So I feel actually life in general, even though after high school or college, if you went to college, there should be more graduations. After the school system, people don't have that same push all the time, so you have to bring it on yourself.
Yeah.
You don't have an external system telling you
You know?
It's time for a life change.
And not just
You
that,
have,
but
you have to do it, find it yourself.
graduating, they have a place for you to go.
Right.
You already know. Oh, I'm leaving here to go there.
So that's why you end up with like a lot of people in their mid-20s or even in their 30s or who knows, maybe midlife, where it's like, wait, I never graduated. I kind of just stayed the same, or I was too afraid to take a jump into a new environment or system. It's scary to do that on your own volition, because like when you're forced by something else, then you have no choice, and you can always just have to roll with it. But sometimes I think in life you have to force that on yourself. I remember having a conversation with Wes, like it's somewhere after graduating, like, hey, I'm just gonna do one more thing, and then I'll call it quits, like no more Wong Fu. But like we kind of just had to like take that jump into like giving it a try.
Right.
I'm still waiting for that one thing. That one thing spanned out to be many, many things. It just shows that when you do roll with it, and you're able to adjust, you can find success there too. But that's not to say people don't change their interests and they don't discover, more about themselves. That's something sometimes you have to go through the experience.
But like, was there any like point in your life earlier where you had like a similar crossroads? It's very unique, this situation. But.
I think I really align with what you guys are saying with like graduation and stuff. Like I definitely remember sitting in the crowd at graduation thinking, okay, I have no interviews lined up after this. I don't even know what business I want to be in, and it's kind of terrifying. So for me, out of graduation, I took a full-time job that would pay the bills. So it was in HR, not even what I majored in real estate. Even making that decision is terrifying. Like making the decision to settle is terrifying because you don't know if you're gonna get complacent and you're gonna get comfortable, and that could easily be the rest of your life forever. So it's weird though, like you know that you're settling, but even walking away from that was terrifying because you're leaving the stability that you're not even really happy with to explore something else that will. But you don't know.
Yeah.
Ultimately, just change in general is always scary.
Change in general is always scary. I think the fear of being wrong is scary.
And it's something that we shouldn't be scared of. Now that you've kind of gone through it, and maybe you still gain something from being wrong,
Yeah, I really believe in that life is what you make of it. So even if you make a scary decision and you weren't as right as you thought you were, there's a lot of things to learn from that decision, because I think that there were a lot of things that I've learned at my time here that really will equip me for later on in life in terms of like professional skills, personal skills. I don't think that I would have the life that I have today without, being here, in terms of like, my friends, and my time here also professionally has shown me what I want. So all in all, if you put all your eggs in a basket and it's a really terrifying decision to make, and that doesn't pan out the way that you think it will or the way that you hope it will, like that's okay.
I think it's good for people watching to hear and see you go through this process, just because, even when you were saying like sitting in graduation terrified, that's like 99% of the people out there. Even if you do have a job lined up or an internship lined up, a lot of times people are, like you said, they're still scared to like go into that field. Is this what I really want? And I think like us being public figures, being on this channel or whatever, you guys might have this, impression that, we got it made or we got it all figured out. But here's a perfect example of even Ashley, who when she was at that stage, she wasn't sure, and she still ended up at Wong Fu, and that's kind of crazy. And then even at Wong Fu, it's like there's still another step. So it's like it's a very good example that you guys are seeing of like just what is very real and what you guys shouldn't shy away from or be afraid of happening in your own life.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's great is that I ended up at Wong Fu because when I was on my corporate job, I took an internship at ISA that was in a creative field. I was not qualified for it. I've never done it before. It was in entertainment, which I never even considered for myself.
Yeah.
But instead of saying no because that's not what I had planned, that's not what I envisioned, I did it anyway, and I ended up here. So I would also say like don't close yourself off to experiences because you never know what you'll find.
Yeah, I think that's like the thing I take away that I admire most about you, is that you're able to kind of take those risks and still like be objective and kind of self-aware and acknowledge that like you're still open-minded to other career paths, and that you can stop yourself before it gets too late. Because I think a lot of people struggle with that, and they do end up getting comfortable. But yeah, like it takes a lot of strength and resolve to kind of like make this decision. And yeah, so it's really encouraging in some sense. As much as you said that like we kind of helped you, provided resources for you to kind of figure out this wasn't the right path for you too. In some sense, we're still on that path, that creative path, and like we're still like figuring it out, right, as we go along. But I'm really grateful that you provided a resource for us to help us on that career path.
Yeah, I think moving forward, you're going to be able to bring those qualities and those skills and just your personality that obviously everyone here loves and admires, and you're going to bring it to another group of people, and they're going to be very lucky.
We grow the most when there's change, and that goes both ways. You're gonna grow a lot. Wongfu's gonna grow a lot from this. Yeah, what we're saying is thank you, Ashley, for everything that you've brought and given us here.
Yeah, and thank you guys for taking a chance on me, someone who had zero production experience, and really helped me thrive here and learn. And thank you to you guys, the fans. I know we've said this before, but seeing new faces isn't always easy, and I think that you guys have been so amazing and so receptive and supportive to not just for me but for everyone else here that we've introduced as personalities. So thank you so much for being supportive and being along with me on this journey.
The fans have definitely gotten to know you and like fall in love with you over the course of like the past 2 years on Lunch Break and on Wongfu, and we're definitely going to miss you in the office and hearing your voice here on Lunch Break and making jokes and stuff. I don't think the support for you ends here, right? Like, we really can encourage you guys to continue to support Ashley as she like kind of transitions on and makes these next life steps.
So yeah, I know this was kind of a strange episode and the first time we've ever made an announcement like this so formally and publicly, but ultimately we just wanted to give Ashley the opportunity because she wanted to be honest and transparent with you guys. Again, yeah, we're really glad that we had a time here with you. There's the Ashley era or whatever.
The end of an era, you might say.
Right.
You might say.
But yeah, please, if you want to follow Ashley's journey, like she'll maybe post here
That's
and there.
That's a big maybe.
On her social, maybe. But who knows? Follow her in the case that she does.
Hey Ashley, do you want to close us out?
Pressure. Thanks for watching Lunch Break. New episodes every Thursday. Still support all of them. And we'll see you next week. Like, comment, subscribe. All those great things.
Hey!
One take wonder.
Very good. Very good. You've been
Alright.
trained well.
Bye.
Bye.